Boy, did I start the wrong Blizzard game.
All right, so we were playing some Smash. Now we're back playing some Diablo 3. I know our leader says we're playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I can only play Super Smash for so long because I stink at it.
Oh, you can change that.
How do I change that?
I will change that as soon as I get into.
Okay.
Let's do
So if you've been following along, we typically start off with the challenge rift because we're in season 22, Diablo 3. I don't know what this looks like. Yeah, Seeker of the Light. So it's a Seeker of the Light set for a. Sorry, got distracted by my cute dog. Seeker of the Light for a Crusader. So it's a Blessed Hammer, Falling Sword kind of hodgepodge build. Increased attack speed of Blessed Hammer. What else do we have? Hits 3 or fewer enemies. Cost refunded. We have a convention.
Oh, it's Seeker of the Light set. Okay.
Yeah.
So really, you just do Falling Sword because Falling Sword is your.
Oh, it has a little S Johann, which I
reduction.
think is great because it can pull enemies in. Chainmail, what is this? Falling Sword can be used again within 4 seconds. So it's, what were you saying, hun?
This is probably a very high tier rift because instead of having all strength gems, he has a ton of freaking diamonds. The only time you ever socket diamonds is when you're pushing super high level rifts.
Oh, right, because diamonds are as elemental something.
Oh, or this guy just didn't know what was going on because he's missing 2 gems. He's only got a Gogok.
The only thing that's frustrating about having Blessed Hammer on the right click is that you have to be stationary to use it.
Yep.
And so you're using, for me anyway, I'm using the space bar a lot to make that happen. Okay, so what is generating? So my Wrath is regenerating on its own?
Sort of.
So what is my primary damage?
Hammers.
Hammers.
Are you ready? Quickly now.
So I'm just basically hammering things?
Yep. It's a lot of, and then really like pressing provoke whenever it comes up.
What is provoke going to do?
It's your number 3 ability.
No, I know.
Provoke is going to be your wrath regeneration.
Oh, right on.
Well, I just got annihilated. This is hard.
Well, yeah, because you're not...
And you have no movement abilities.
Nope, I died. That was magic. Yeah, no steed chart, no steed anything.
Whoops, running the wrong way. Well, this is going well. I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
Oh, give me that conduit.
You got a pylon already?
There's one pretty shortly in.
Not yet.
Well, that seemed to... So what stinks is that your Akarat's, isn't that what it is? Akarat's champion?
Yeah.
Takes so long to... Because that's where the damage is in that ability. No?
Not really. I mean, it increases your damage a little bit, but not the bulk of your damage.
Nope.
Like, this is just a high level rift. Like, this just requires just higher level play, which is sort of annoying.
Rift level is 56.
Yeah, and he's got like no legendaries. He's missing 2 gems. And so it's like... Oh, another speed pylon.
Where'd you get a speed pylon?
Second level.
Oh, okay. Now, should I...
You can do the falling sword twice in short succession.
Oh, if you think about it.
I require more wrath.
Ooh, a speed pylon. That's it right there. That's the money.
And a channeling pylon not far after that one.
Patience.
Boy, this picked up really quick.
Yeah.
My wrath is low.
Oh, yeah, it totally did. Did I go the wrong way for the channeling pylon?
You
No.
just gotta keep going. Yeah.
Keep going.
Not yet.
Yeah, and the more, so I find that my wrath isn't depleting as quickly
I
either,
imagine part of that's the channeling pylon.
right? Oh, right. I knew that. Yay, channeling.
Not enough wrath.
No.
Yeah, once you run out of pylons, it slows down so much.
Oh, yeah, that's depressing.
Make your peace quickly. My wrath is low. I grow weak.
No!
But that was
Farts.
close.
Dying this close to the end is not good.
How much time do you have left?
It is going to be the horse. Photo finish.
And just remember to use falling sword as often as you can.
There, I did it.
Nice.
That was weird. I think that was
Yeah,
weird.
I don't like that build.
No.
It seems like it should be a cool build, but like it just relies on so many things to be like perfect.
Right? Oh, so the time to beat was 6:19. I did it in 6:06. Diva
Whoa.
did it in 5. You're ridiculous.
I've played that build before.
Oh, right.
A great success.
So it wasn't too far off from.
Great. So we beat that. Gonna head back to our regular season. Game settings, adventure, save and close. I will quick join with Diva here. Just to bring anyone up to speed, we're playing Diablo Season 22. We started our 2-hour stream off with playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We were doing a standard 3-stock, 7-minute tournament style fight, but not in a tournament sanctioned. I can't even talk anymore. Not on a tournament sanctioned board. Because there were like 6 or 8 boards that are tournament sanctioned.
I have no idea. I have not kept up at all.
Well, there used to be when we were. And so we talk about the tournaments because we used to own a LAN center, and we had tournaments every Wednesday night. And they were fun, and we miss it.
Yep.
But we talked about when we were starting to play Smash, that we definitely wouldn't have been able to weather the pandemic as some businesses have been able to. I'm not certain how. They must just be independently wealthy or have investors who feel that the business is worthwhile to pause, or
we're actually smart enough to, instead of pocketing all the profits, actually put them into some sort of emergency fund.
right, which is, I think, as a small business owner, is what you should do. I mean, but I think it's the same problem that, not exactly the same problem, but a problem nonprofits have, especially nonprofit arts organizations, is they tend to put a lot of their liquidity into crap. What are those called? The endowments. What?
Oh yeah.
What were you going to say?
Buildings.
Well, that buildings, but they funnel money into endowments, thinking that that's a really smart way to go. And not that it isn't, but
It isn't.
it isn't, because definitely right now, if you are an arts organization and you have an endowment, you're only allowed to touch what that endowment spits out on a yearly basis. And I say spits out because it's the interest on that spits out that you can use it on a yearly basis. And that's it. Like, you
So
may
there's an
have,
absolute scenario where you have $50 million in an endowment and you are going bankrupt because you can't touch any of it.
and how smart financially is that?
Dumb.
It's not smart. And so, like, we weren't able to get to the point where we could do that, right? Where we could, become solvent in that we were taking in enough money to pay our bills and, sock money away, because that would have been an obviously smart thing to do, is to put money in a rainy day fund. And then this would be the rainy day, right? This pandemic.
Yep.
Because the entertainment industry across the board, across the world, has been hit tremendously hard. Like, some of them are able to recover at different paces, but live theater, live music is just at a loss right now. But that's okay. That $600 one-time payment that Congress is going to give the U.S. citizens, that's really going to help people. And the sad part is, it's actually going to help some people, but not enough, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I should remember what we're playing.
Right.
I died. What are we on?
Well, mostly I forgot that we're on Torment 10, and we're just both missing our defensive abilities.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have any of my stuff up either.
Nicely done.
Like, my Hydra are super important to have up all the time. So I was on my little politics tangent. And I did. I wrote my senators. I died again. And my state rep. And like, I know you said it was punchy, but I am so sick and tired of people not understanding or not being willing to. Did you just die?
Yep.
I'm injured.
Hydra. Oh, nope, I died too quickly. Farts. They're just not seeing.
Well, and it's a twofold mentality problem. Like, one problem that people have is they have this mentality of it's the equity versus equality argument, where it's like you have the three people trying to look over a fence,
Still waiting.
and equality is giving all three of them a even though the tall guy doesn't need a stool, but you're giving him one anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because that means then everyone's getting the same.
Mm-hmm.
Versus equity, which would be giving the people that don't need it anything because they don't need it, and giving the people that do need it something.
Right.
So it's the, you give the super short guy a tall stool, you give the medium person a medium stool, and the tall guy doesn't need a stool.
Oh,
Like,
come on.
That's equity.
Yeah.
But equity is hard for people to understand because people want something. Like, people want equality.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody else gets something, why don't I get something?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't need it,
Right.
they don't think it's fair. And it's
Right.
like, this is the difference between equity and equality. And it's like, it's not fair because it doesn't need to be. Because you're forsaking the people who can't use it. Or in a better example is if you give everyone a short stool, then the short people still can't see, the tall people still don't need it, and the medium-sized people get something. Even though everybody got something, only one person is actually benefiting from it. And it's like, but you just spent all of this resource and time making everything equal, but it's like, to what end? Like, it doesn't. There are better ways to do it. So it's very much the similar idea that people want something even if they don't need it, and a lot of people don't want someone to have something
Right.
if it means they don't get it too.
Well, just like I read on Reddit, not just like, but so I read about that Wisconsin senator, right, who benefited and absolutely voted for Donald Trump's huge, ridiculous tax cuts for the wealthy. And then
That have not paid for themselves and that
No.
are making our taxes go up in
in
2
26,
months.
in the first after the first of the year, yeah. Can you revive me when you're done killing things? Oh, never mind. You can. Just there's a delay. But yeah, and then he was the stalwart and didn't pass. Well, that was fun.
then
The
it
$1,200 stimulus to American citizens. Like he's ready because he's in that tax bracket, right? He's in the tax bracket that's going to benefit from those tax breaks. And then there's that other article that's been circulating around that 50 years of trickle down economics doesn't work or hasn't worked at all. It's like, is this brand new information? Because I'm pretty sure we've known that the whole time.
Well, and they even knew it when they proposed it, so it's just like,
Yeah. I mean, the top comment on that thread was, yeah, it trickled down to offshore accounts.
which is exactly what it did. It did exactly what they wanted it to do.
Yep. The rich stay rich, the poor stay poor,
And nothing trickled anywhere.
and nothing. Yep. La la la. Did you die too?
Yeah.
Oh well, awesome.
Are you waiting for me?
No, I was waiting for the time to lapse on that, but it's not going to. There it goes. Oh no, that was you.
Yeah, there is no timer. You just have to wait for me to revive you. I actually went back to town.
I had
Teleported
two.
to you.
Oh, okay. I had gone back to town to. Did you just die?
Oh.
What killed you?
Need more time.
The elite. I just hate to go down a difficulty.
Why?
Because then just everything takes longer.
Hmm.
And it's not like we're having problems killing things.
No.
Like, we could still do a Torment 10 Greater Rift. We would just die a lot.
We
But we would
do
certainly
die
make
a
it
lot.
within the time limit.
If my old masters could see me now.
If my own master could see me now.
I need
Oh, you dirty jerk. I was just getting ready to hit my heel. And so, yeah, I absolutely wrote my congressman and told him
So-
exactly what I thought.
There's a goblin over here somewhere.
Because that's what you should do. It is your civic duty. Even though they decide to vote however they've already decided to vote, you have, your voice has been heard.
Help me.
Maybe. I don't know. I felt better doing it, so.
At the end of the day, it's all that's important.
But the main reason I emailed my congressman about, oh, you farts.
The Rift Guardian is here.
Oh, okay, good. Did you kill the Rift Guardian?
Yeah. My simulacrum was still up.
Oh, well, that's good. Yay! Ah. Anything good? Nope. To town.
Go back.
But the reason, like the impetus that gave me that, like, yeah, I absolutely should do this, was another article I read on Reddit that was AOC's being like, hey, if you don't like this $600 one-time payment that is in this, relief bill, you should write your congressman and tell them. And she also said, even if they're Democrat and you think they're going to vote how you want them to vote, do it anyway. Why not? And while we do have one Democrat senator here in Ohio, we have Sherrod Brown is our Democrat senator. I absolutely still emailed. Restabot is great. Takes care of all that for you. And I just format my letter on Google Docs and copy and paste, and so I don't have to muck around with my fat finger syndrome trying to type stuff out. So, yeah. And I encourage you too to use Restabot. I don't remember what the number is, and so you can just Google Restabot and you text resist to that number and they do all the things for you. Makes it super easy, which is the point. The easier it is, the more likely you are to say something. Because contrary to anyone's popular belief, you are the one who are paying for these senators and congressmen and women to have a job, right? Your tax dollars go to pay their salary and you voted for them. Like, you are, in essence, you're their boss. Right?
Yep.
Are we just doing riffs? What do we have left to do in this chapter?
Set dungeons, which we learned last week,
Oh,
means we have to find a second set.
right.
Because the new sets do not come with a set dungeon.
Oh, we have to level gems and a set dungeon and solo greater 30.
So we could just do some lower level
Ooh,
greater riffs, I suppose.
what did I get? I got
2 pieces of Talrashes.
nice. Is that tall rushes? Yes, I like tall rushes.
2 devil tongues. That's a sword.
Oh, well then I can re-roll one of those.
You got the meteor boots.
What? These? Ooh.
Pilfer's boast.
Oh, the devil's tongue isn't anything special.
No. No, it is not.
But it's good crafting material.
Yeah. All right, let me know when you're ready. We'll
I'm just putting my
jump into
gems.
like a Torment 8 Greater Rift. So we should have a
I
handful
am-
of keys now.
Ready. Ready. Just sit on the massage pillow some more to work this kink out of my neck. I feel like I killed more things just then. Am I killing things more?
I mean, you have to keep resummoning your Hydras because like now you only have 3 heads, and so your damage is down by however many percent.
Right. So the more heads, the more damage I do, right?
Yeah. Which is why the item you're looking for is the one that lets you summon an additional Hydra.
Right on.
The wand.
My power grows.
And the best way to get that is to not spend blood shards, but to use the upgrading a legendary or upgrading a rare.
Oh, yeah. And so, like, I think, for me anyway, I like to combine the gaming and talking about politics because I think it's important. I think we all just kind of go through life, and I am 1000% complicit in not being engaged in politics for most of my life, but I always voted.
Feel.
I mean, I always made it a point to vote, whether it was absentee when I was going to school or, you know. But if this last 4 years of the dumpster fire administration has taught us anything, is we need to be engaged. We can't just idly sit by and watch our democracy descend into fascist nonsense. And so I think it's important to talk about it. And
Not ready yet.
I think Diva and I are two relatively intelligent gamers. And so why not? And so if you tune in and they're like, oh God, they're talking about, oh, I died again. Oh no, they're talking about politics. And it turns you off. Well, maybe you should be more civically engaged. Because it absolutely has to do with you, right? I mean, look what the stupid head of the, what's his nut, that Ajit Pai? Head of the, what was he the head of? The FCC?
The FCC.
Yeah. How awful he was, and all the crap legislation that happened. Nope, I died.
Did you just run into that?
Totally did. It's amazing. Well, because I forget we get the guys and then your simulacrum, so then you're doing like 4 times all the damage and whatever. Ugh.
I must wait longer.
Why?
I didn't think I could get any better.
So yeah, I think it's absolutely a priority. Don't you?
I think it's a priority to do it. I don't necessarily think it's a priority to talk about it.
But why?
Because I've said my piece on politics many times. I have taken the same stance on politics as I do on religion. Is that there are 2 outcomes when you talk about politics. Technically, if you look at the little diagram of outcomes when talking about politics, this also applies to religion. Is that there are 4 possible outcomes. Like either person could react positively, either person could react negatively. So you have this nice little pie chart, right? Or it's like the 4 square thing.
Mm-hmm.
The top row is, person 1 agrees or disagrees, person 2 agrees or disagrees.
Mm-hmm.
And so the top left quadrant of that chart is that both people agree, and then nobody's really learned anything or gained anything or whatever. Everyone agrees. No conflict. The top right is person A disagrees, but person B agrees with whatever the talking point is.
Mm-hmm.
At which point you have possibility of malice.
Farts.
And as with, most, and this isn't 100%, but most times when you talk about things like religion and politics, people have what they want to hear already ingrained in their mind, and you're not going to change that. And so you end up in a situation where one person disagrees with the talking point and one person agrees, and you have a negative outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Option B is person B disagrees and person A agrees, which again is a negative outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And then topics or number, the other one is that both people disagree, which could be construed as a negative outcome. So you have this conversation where 3 out of the 4 possible responses are negative outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't sure, you can have civil conversations about it and express your opinion, but 9 times out of 10 you're not changing anyone's mind, and it doesn't do anything, and you run the risk of just ending up in an argument that doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
And it's like, if you're not having civil conversation about things, then what's the point? Plus, it's the internet, where civil conversation almost doesn't exist.
Right. This is my opinion, and you should agree with me.
And it's not even about that, but it's so easy to troll on the internet, as
Oh,
has
yeah.
become very common. Like, it's people that don't even necessarily have the opinion that they're parroting.
Mm-hmm.
They just say it because they want to get a rise out of someone.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the polar opposite of what they actually believe, but it's not what they're going to say, because what they want to say isn't going to get a reaction, so they say whatever gets them a reaction.
Mm-hmm. Or they're just a bot.
Yes.
And they weren't a real person to begin with. Right?
Yeah.
Which is what you say most of the comments are bots.
A lot of Facebook comments that people think are people are not people. And the average person has a very hard time discerning the difference between a bot and a real person.
How do you discern the difference between a bot and a real person?
A lot of it comes down to talking points. Like, if it looks like a talking point that's been copy-pasted, it's probably not a person.
Oh, like that article, that fake Facebook post that I found on 3 different articles, some supposed ER nurse, right? Like that.
Yeah, and so what someone will do is they'll have a bot and they'll program it to say, hey, scan for these posts with these talking points and reply with these things. And so you'll have posts that say something like, yeah, I know this person, I know this nurse, she said blah, 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 I agree with everything she said. And this person doesn't exist.
Right.
Neither of these people exist. But you have a post that looks very emotional and looks very emotionally driven. Mm-hmm. And to someone who doesn't understand the talking points, it looks like a real person, but it isn't.
Right.
And people have an incredibly, and this is not a partisan issue. Like, it's not like Democrats are better at finding them than Republicans. That's 100% false. Nobody is good at finding them. I didn't even get down there before he died.
Oh yeah? Who killed him? Your guy?
Someone's, yeah.
Oh, it wasn't me.
I don't know if it was mine.
That was great. Oh, I have to go spend blood shards, so don't. Well, you can't.
And so that's why I don't enjoy talking about politics.
But what about from an educational standpoint?
I think that is very dependent on your audience.
So we shouldn't talk about politics anymore at all?
I mean, I will never tell you what you should or should not talk about.
Mm-hmm. What should I be spending blood shards on?
Bracers, belts. Bracers and belts. Unless you have bracers and belts that you already need.
My bag's full.
My bag
Each
is
of your
full.
element. They changed the Stone of Jordan.
They did?
Each of your elementals' damage bonus is equal to your highest static elemental bonus to skill.
They definitely changed. Oh, I got the Legacy of Dreams.
Me too.
Oh.
Oh, I wonder.
Thanks, Hershey. Did you empower that rift?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I can't do that very often because it costs 7 million and I only have 35. But...
Oh, yeah. You can turn it in. I'm putting on some hand cream because my hands are a little crabby. How are your hands doing?
They're fine. Not great, but not awful.
Now I have this nice lemony aroma. Lemon.
And so, while I don't disagree that politics is very important, people should absolutely vote, blah, 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 blah. I hesitate to use the internet as a pulpit simply because there are too many variables that are out of your control.
Yeah.
Mostly people, because people are dicks. Like that's my
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. What was that? I can't remember what cartoon that was from. Where the old guy as something university, something you. What was that?
Progrer you.
No, that wasn't it. Where this?
Oh,
Yeah,
on Cartoon Network.
yeah, Cartoon Network, and he says, "The world is a dick."
It's true.
It is.
People are jerks. Individuals are usually pretty good, but in general, people are jerks. And I take a pretty laissez-faire approach to life, and it is. I will do whatever it takes for my life to be easy.
Right.
It's not necessarily the best thing to have, but I don't feel it's worth to try to convince people who are just going to troll you on the internet of
Right.
anything, because I just don't care.
Ooh, I got some Lacuni Prowlers. Just put those on. Those are better than what I'm wearing. Those are not better than my Lacuni Prowlers. What's this? The Star of Azkaranth?
Is that the fire one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
prevent
it's the
all.
fire amulet.
Is not better than my Ouroboros. I will hold on to that because that's a good thing to keep. Is there one for that? Gems, yep. Fa la la la. I do like the Firewalkers. I think that's a fun ability. Well, I think now and then it's important to talk about it, to encourage people to vote, to encourage people to educate themselves, to listen to a middle of the road opinion for once, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's important to know, like, where you're getting your information and where your information is getting their information.
Right.
Because it's very easy to fall down the hole of, I agree with this, I'm only going to listen to this. And it's like, well, but are they feeding you garbage? Do you know if they're feeding you garbage?
Mm-hmm.
It's like spending your whole life listening to Fox News and MSNBC. You're only getting a fraction of the actual information.
And sometimes it's not even accurate.
Most of the time it's cherry picked at best.
Oh, yeah.
This is why statistics are very difficult to analyze, because most statistics are very easy to skew. My favorite are statistics that are like, this statistic doubled over the last 2 years, and it's like, that's it went from 0.1 to 0.2, like statistically insignificant, but technically it did double. You're not wrong.
Ah, yes, like the fight about, what was that fight you had with one of the managers in our grad program about data analysis?
Yeah, well, so they had he bragged because they instituted online whatever marketing, and ticket sales went up, and it's like, well, but you don't have anything that directly correlates selling or advertising online directly to ad sales or sales going up. And it's like, there's way more to it than that. Like, causation does not equal
correlation
in that case, because you didn't, just because those two things happened at the same time doesn't mean one led to the other.
Right. Well, yeah, they did.
Which we were absolutely proven correct when the next season they did the same thing and ticket sales were down. And it's like, so what happened? And the actual solution is easy in that they just had a good season that people wanted to see, and the second season people didn't want to see. And it's like, it had nothing to do with your marketing techniques and everything to do with people don't want to watch crap shows.
Right? That's not probably went on his resume.
No. But
Look what
it's
I
absolutely
did.
True. Like if you can't, like statistics are one of those things where it's like if you're sort of loosely threading two unrelated things together that sort of sound related, like all you're doing is manipulating statistics to say what you want them to say and not what they actually say.
Need more time.
Oh no. Run away from the Hellforge.
Conduit.
Your defenses
Well, that just exploded right there.
Yeah. I bet you this is the wrong direction.
That's okay. We have Conduit and we have our doppelgangers.
Yeah, wrong direction.
your grave awaits.
Yes, your grave awaits.
I'm badly wounded.
No. Cool. Whoa, what just happened there? Everybody blew up.
And so I always caution people when you're looking at and talking about statistics to really understand what the statistics that you're talking about actually mean. Ooh, conduit. Not conduit, channeling.
Yeah.
Just in time to find the door, I bet.
Oh,
Yeah.
farts.
But we still have the conduit, or channeling, so.
Channeling.
If my old masters could see me now. Your grave awaits.
Your grave awaits.
I must heal.
No. I must heal. Yes, I often talk to and with my character. Whatever.
That's my politics lesson for today.
Thank you, honey.
I must wait longer.
Ah, farts.
Remember what the old people said when you were growing up. Can't trust everything you hear. Which is
On the-
horrendously ironic.
Right? On the internet, right? Oh, you
This
dirty.
guess now is who's trusting everything they hear.
What?
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Did you die?
Not yet. There we go. Entire generation that told you not to believe what you see on TV.
Or the internet? And then later the internet, and now they're like, but it was on the internet. It must be true.
Someone on Facebook said it.
Oh, well, did your
Simulacrum.
did your doppelganger kill all of them?
I mean, it's possible, but I also pop
Oh.
Simulacrum, so.
Did I get everything? I must have.
I'm skilled.
Oh, what did I get? Oh, the Wreath of Lightning.
Maybe I should be leveling Legacy of Dreams. I got Boyarski's chip.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Sure. For that Necromancer Thorns build, which exists, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I hate when I thought I was leveling one gem and I was not leveling that gem. Oh, I got a Ramalama Ding Dong.
I am returning to town.
Nice. Got the boots.
Boots and boots and boots and boots and boots.
More powerful.
I become more powerful. So, remember the other day when I stabbed myself with our chef knife?
No.
Yeah, I did. I stabbed it with the end. I don't know how I managed to stab myself with the 7-inch chef knife. Like I make it
Okay.
out like that's really big, like it's 7, but it's a big knife, right?
Yeah.
Long. And I stabbed myself with the end of it. You can't really see it there.
How'd you manage that?
Magic and farts. Ram-a-lam ding dong, where'd I put you? Wapow.
I need to stop leveling Bane of the Powerful because I'm not
Stop.
going to use it.
You're not going to use it. That's all I got was Ram-a-lam ding dong and a litany of Undaunted.
I got some Blackthorn's boots and a Thunder Fury
Ooh.
Blessed Blade of the Wind Seeker.
Thunder's Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. Thunder's Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. Anyway, so it is the week of the. So is Christmas strictly like a Christian holiday or an Americanized holiday? Or because I know there are holiday traditions, like I know like Hanukkah started last week and Kwanzaa starts the day after Christmas. Like what else is going on?
What?
What do you mean, what? I was talking about other holidays out there.
I'm sure there are holidays out there.
Well, but is it... That was weird. I had a weird catch in my throat. Excuse me. I ran out of tea. I don't have anything.
You get your hiders up here. What are you doing back there?
I was coughing.
Being a slacker.
It was a crappy rift.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
I didn't die.
Conduit.
My skill.
Where my doppelganger kills everything, and I'm just here for the poops and
Just along
giggles.
for the ride.
Yeah, apparently. God, they just do so much stupid damage. Do you see all that? Like, we just killed like 3 elite packs, didn't we? Oh, 4.
Yeah, another one. Whoop.
Oh, no.
Walking through the fire.
Oh, there's a conduit here. Yay! Come get it.
Oh, nice.
Or a pylon. I said conduit, I meant pylon.
Coming, did you?
I mean, I guess it
it's
could
a,
be.
It's a conduit pylon. It's not wholly incorrect.
Woo! Just blew all that up. So, you know, whatever you are celebrating this holiday festive time of year, I hope you are able to enjoy it somewhat at a safe and at a safer distance with the pandemic still raging on and people not listening to anyone and celebrating Thanksgiving like we weren't in a pandemic anyway, and then overrunning hospitals and medical professionals. I'll tell you what though, kind of a sidebar, like I have been a longtime fan of Grey's Anatomy, and I'm always like leery because you know some shows that are still going on. I don't know if a lot of shows are doing this, but some of the 3 shows that I watch on a regular basis are Grey's Anatomy, SVU, and This Is Us, and they are all including the pandemic in their storylines. And like the Grey's Anatomy one is just like so raw and so real because obviously like the show's setting is a hospital. And I just watched Thursday's episode this morning. No, yesterday morning. What was yesterday morning? Did I watch it this morning? No, I watched it last night. Man, my days are just frying together. Is that a speed pylon? How'd you die?
I didn't teleport out fast enough. Mostly because I had 0 essence.
Anyway.
Also, apparently your doppelganger dies when you die.
Oh no. Where's mine?
I don't know.
Did mine die because you got the pylon?
I don't know.
Well, that's
Were you,
BS.
Were you close enough?
I don't know.
I didn't know where you were.
The Rift Guardian is here.
I don't know why I bother trying to kill it. You always kill it instantly with Simulacrum.
One of my simulacrums did 600 billion damage to it.
That's bananas. What did I get? Oh, no, I got Borowski's chip. Perfect. That's definitely what I don't need.
I got a moratorium. Moratorium.
I don't think there are no Thorns wizard builds, are there?
I do not believe so. Wizards are not really known for
No.
trying to get hit.
It's one of my favorite builds
As a general rule.
on the Crusader is the Thorns build.
I am stronger still.
But what I was like, my point I was getting at in watching Grey's Anatomy, one of the characters, Richard, who's one of my favorite characters in the show, he was chief of surgery and then he retired. And anyway, he's been on the show the whole time. Because, some characters have come and gone, but he's been there the whole 15 seasons. Anyway, he said that this pandemic is going to change who is practicing medicine because it is changing them and not in a good way. Because we're already seeing that, like one of the storylines that we're already seeing is a surgeon who's already gone through some personal things on her own, is deciding to switch from surgery to obstetrics because she just wants to bring joy into the world and she doesn't feel that she's able to do that anymore as a surgeon because you're not really operating much anymore, right? Like in harder hit cities, and so the show takes place in Seattle, Washington, which is a much harder hit city than, say, Canton, Ohio, or any kind of, Canton is a city that's not a major city in Ohio. That'd be more Columbus or Cincinnati or Cleveland are bigger cities in Ohio. And so the hospital, like in this last episode, just had to turn their cafeteria into a COVID ward because they're just overrun with patients. And I thought like that's something to really think about, is that, well, and look at even us, like we are in a primarily entertainment based, like both of our educations are in theater. And we don't know what's going to happen to this, to the industry overall. Right?
Yep.
So, and we've, contemplated, some kind of career change. Like you're actively working through different coding classes to learn how to code. I'm not actively doing anything to change my career, but I've been, looking about going back to school to work on, to finish my teaching degree. So that is, could be a definite career change for me. And we can, so why not, right?
Yep.
Things to think about. Oh, it is already 2:00.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'll step off my soapbox. So we are at the end of our stream. We got in 2 games today. We played some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which was super fun. Hey, Anthony, we missed you guys from our Smash tournaments. Then we got back into Diablo. Who knows what we're going to do next Saturday? It will be the day after Christmas. We will be in the middle of our extended 4-day mini vacation. Whatever. We'll take it, right?
Yep.
4 days off work. So who knows what we'll play? Maybe we'll play longer than 2 hours next Saturday. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Be sure to tune in to Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're on our YouTube channel. We do post all our videos there. You can watch all the fun recaps. You can still watch our tournaments from our LAN Center days. All that is still active on our YouTube channel, The Taculars. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We are there posting stuff when I remember to schedule and post stuff. Or, you can meet us here every Saturday, noon to 2 for Pepper Plays. And hopefully we have some other segments perhaps in the works, some tabletop simulators with other friends, right?
Heck yeah. Someday maybe.
Well, they'll get their poop in a group. Were you looking to do like a tabletop, the Gloomhaven?
Gloomhaven, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to get some of his friends together to do some Gloomhaven. So I don't know if that'll be streaming live or will just be video recaps on our YouTube channel, but
It'll be both.
both. So there you
It's
go.
just that the stream may not be as constant.
Yeah, because working friends are busy with families and kids. It's just that, we don't have kids and we have 2 dogs and they're both napping away right now. Anyway, but I hope you all have a fantastic week. For those of you celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a great holiday, social distancing from people you should be social distancing from. And as always, please wear a mask over your nose and mouth, wash your hands,
The enemies I
social
hate are
distance, and
weakened.
stay home. It's a great time to stay home. Don't drive in bad weather. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Super cute puppy over there. You see her?
Yes.